Okay. Shall we start? Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Good. Still on third day, you have energy. I'm anyway. Okay, so just let and recollect. A teacher always, yeah. When you go to class, first 2 minutes you should say what you have done previously, and at the end also you should say what did I do today, and last 1 minute you should say what I am going to do tomorrow. So that will keep continuity, and that is the habit that I think all of us should make. So to do that, I will say the first philosophy we understood. I think everybody is clear about the philosophy of OBE, the purposeful, the teacher centric to student centric. Because now all that we learned last 4-5 sessions is only to see that how do we teach so that the end user, who is the end user? Student should learn. How to learn up to him. You can't you can't drink for hours. So what all you can do is to try. So while doing as a teacher, always don't take the students who are at the top, or don't take the student on the, teaching is a very challenging job, because in the 60 classroom, your data also shows very heterogeneous group. So teaching is rather, teaching IIT is easy. Teaching primary school may be easy because they listen to the teacher. Here, students pretend that they listen to the teacher, they don't. So, of course, the mobile also has spoiled. Now, when you turn this side, they will see messages come from their friends. So, mobile is a nuisance. You can't ban them either. Because without mobile, every data is there in the mobile. So, with all constraint, how do you teach it? So, OBE basically can be achieved over the time. Therefore, there are missions for which all the programs that you run should write your objectives, and these objectives are met through your program outcomes, 11 program outcomes in the new paradigm, and also each course that you deliver. What is a course? Course is a theory, course is a practical, course is a seminar, course is an internship, course is a project. Every activity that you do will form a course. So therefore, being a course, there will be a course objective. You must know why I am teaching this course, and course outcome. So these course outcomes are very specific statement, therefore they are measurable. So how do you measure? Through your assessment tools. So you have each, you yourself said you have test, assignment, quiz, and teacher specific. Integrated lab, you have that. So there is no one rule or one way by which you can achieve. So each one can, maturity comes when teacher decides what is to be my course outcome and all that. So now since still we are learning, so therefore we try to do some normalization in the program. But a day will come maybe after 5 years that each teacher can be unique. Each teacher can find out his own method of and all that. A university like yours has got varieties and so on. So therefore, this is what in the nutshell and while doing that, very important thing that I touched upon was the PSO. PSO is the ultimate. That is where you have to prove yourself that this is my program, this is the specific outcome. Because otherwise, all the 3,000 institutions. So all of you can in order, like a cricket match. First Rohit Sharma, Gill, then Kohli will come, like that. The order in which they come for batting. All of you, I think we have an inertia. Oh, it's difficult. It is nothing. Knowledge, design, analysis, design, solving, modern tool, engineering, society, individual teamwork, ethics. You don't have to buy art. Perhaps if you go back in your younger days, you used to say, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Even today you do that. Baba, black sheep. So, therefore, you feel it. You enjoy it. You feel. And, one last word that I want to say is, it is not enough if you know all this. You should make the student to know and feel it. Because they are the beneficiaries. They go, they ask you, education should be available. That's the reason why we display vision, keywords, all these things wherever possible, website to notice board to laboratory, because not for satisfying the committee that comes for 2 days or once in 3 years. It is for us. When you see something every day, you remember. We see your parents, we see your sister, home, because we see them. So, but once in a way go to a God and then see, those who believe in God. So, but that God is what once in 3 years accreditation process that happens. So, I must teach keeping in mind why I am teaching. That is the teacher's job. So, now having said that, to measure them, the NBA has got 9 criteria. First 3 criteria is all about curriculum, how you deliver, how you assess, how you attain. First 3, some 36% of the total. So that is should this curriculum. You are to be saying this curriculum is pan-India curriculum. No one has done. This is our unique. These are the ingredients. This is the research component. These are the industry component. This is a new thing, new technology. That is where I think curriculum development is a continuous process where all of you should join together. See, the board of studies, academic council, they're all ritual. They come once in 3 months or 6 months, they they accept whatever you say. Here and there, they tell something which you cannot even implement. Because it's a very broader things that they will tell. So it is you who should want the curriculum. It is you who should teach. It is you who should find out whether the learning takes. That is. So a doctor, after MBBS is not a doctor. And after BE is not an engineer. He will become doctor engineer only after the work for some time, and therefore the OB is also like that. Slowly but we make each one of you are ambassadors. You should be able to make a dent in this. So now, having said that, this criteria first 3 are subjective, where your curriculum, teaching, learning, assessment, attainment. Then the next one is about anything that they want to check quality, how are the student, how are the quality, how they did perform, and so on. And finally, the faculty. The main stakeholders for all the teaching is faculty, where you have to excel. And also now today you have to, you have to do your research, you have to do mentoring, you have to do, you are a reformer. You are all the ingredients that one can think of a teacher should do. That is where the teacher job is, and infrastructure is required. Continuous improvement also is required in terms of all the attainments and whatever the parameters that they have defined. And finally, first year governance. So this is for this. So accreditation we prepare. See, what we are doing, unfortunately, is we prepare for accreditation. Accreditation is no preparation. Anytime anybody can come and see whether we have attained the quality or not. That is how I think we should. Now your next ambitious or aspiration should be to see that our accreditation is for 6 years. See, everybody gets 3 years. An institution which has got everything in order, faculty, infrastructure, things which are moving, you will get 3 years. So therefore, what is our aim should be in the future is to look for 6 years. Why should they come every 3 years? 6 years is, now there are 2. One is 3 years, another is 6 years. I think we should work hard to get the 6 years accreditation. The advantage is you can sleep for 6 years, like Kumbhakarna in our mythology, but we don't do that. When you get 6 years, you do. Otherwise, I think directly allow you very right. And some of you have to become down the line the HSC director. Each one of you should hold all important positions. That is where the faculty are meant for. So therefore, accreditation is a process. Accreditation is absolute, I said. No one will compare this with others and then mark. Your SIR, your data, the committee which comes authenticate the data that you have. If they are satisfied, they give and go. That's all. Ranking is something which is relative. How do you fare in teaching, learning, in research, in outreach, and outcome, perception? So where where to. So if you're doing it, so because India, see, ranking per se is not great. I mean, in fact, I don't like every year doing ranking. Once in 3 years, if somebody says this is the next 3 years ranking, by the time you finish the next data set, you have to start uploading. I don't know. That's a painful job for all the institutions and faculty. But anyway, we have to live in this world. So otherwise they will tell you where the HBTU is. We can't say it is in Kanpur. It is there in the top 100, top 200, 500. So that is where we moving. But your unique thing that I have seen is nowhere in the world you have such a varieties of the program. Anything you name, I think, plastic to the food that we eat to, chemical, let's say industry to, all the things are there, which is a very, very unique. I think that's where we should exploit. So that is what we call it as distinctive. Therefore, HBTU is a very distinct university in the country. Can say that go there, this is what all you see. Everywhere you don't see these things. There is some engineering, some management, some pharmacy, and so on. But this is real engineering and technology, because this is where you are producing engineers for chemical industry to petroleum or food technology, leather technology, oil, OHDC kind of people, mining, whatever. So this is, I think, you score and you are incomparable. No one can compare with you. That's the unique. That's where you say USP, unique selling point. What is yours is this. So that's where I think you are excelling, and you have 105-year young. Anybody asks you age, you don't say I'm old. 70-year-old, 50-year. You say 70-year young. I am 71-year young. Okay, so therefore all of you are younger than me. So now is standing. Not honestly, without knowing, if you do, then we end up in doing problem. I think we should learn. Next, what we do next 60-70 minutes, let's understand, freeze something, follow that for 1 year, and subsequently, if there are anything required to be modified, we will do. So what we do next 60 minutes, what I do, case studies of yours only I have taken. Okay. So philosophically, I will tell you before put this slide. So now assume that you are teaching a course. So therefore, you know why you are teaching. So when you are teaching, why you are teaching, that is the objective. That means there is an objective that you write. By this course, at the end of the course, student will learn this. Now, question is, we have to measure whether he learned or not. So what you do for that course, you write course outcome. And written the one course outcomes are written with, there is as I told you, learning takes place in different domains. The cognitive domain, that's what we use in our engineering and other subjects here, management, including management. Cognitive method, all of you understood now. Bloom said, remember, understand. So anything we teach, students should remember, should understand, should apply, should analyze, should evaluate, and should be creative. That's all the purpose of the whole education is. So therefore, every subject that you read, a given subject will not have everything, because the curriculum is designed in such a way that first semester to last semester we go, first we teach some basic foundational course, then you go to some core course, then elective, and so on. So therefore, each course has got complexity. As you go up, each unique. So therefore, principle, it cannot be same. So, but right now what we are doing is we assume something. So what my request to all of you is, each course when you teach, don't take the course in isolation. So a department or a program should sit together. Let us say we want to start 26-27. Third semester, okay, being first year is a common subject. You say your real engineering starts at third semester, third, fifth, seventh they start. So you have to take the basket of course that you do for third, fifth semester and seventh. They are called odd semester in the first phase. In the second phase, you go for 2, 4, 6, 8. So therefore, what you do is take that course as a holistic. These are my theory course, these are my laboratory course, these are my integrated course, and any other associated things that you have courses, etc. Because each program objective, program educational objective. Why that we kept in mind our preparation, the breadth, professionalism, and so many factors we kept, because a graduate at the end of the 4 years should acquire something, attributes. So therefore the objectives are written in a broad way by program educational objectives. So therefore all of you should feel what those program are, because you have to go towards that. You have to go towards the vision. So therefore first thing I told you last 2 days is to visit your vision mission. While doing that, I think we will also, so first exercise that you should do is you should visit your vision mission, and also PEOs, because it is almost quite some time. And what is the next thing that you should do is PSO. PSO, I gave some clues. What you should do for PSO is a single course will not help you to manage it. For POs, some of them are design, some of them are analysis, some of them are solid. But in holistic, PSO can be a very general statement, but it can be mapped only when you take a cluster of courses, cluster of the project that you deliver in the, to the student. So therefore, capstone project is an importance, because you cannot arbitrarily give project for 25 days. You have to have some focus. Okay, our department next 3 years we want to be in this area. Therefore, we have faculty of this competency, and each faculty will propose this and collate all of them and give it to the student. Student can add that basket and allot. Then be fruitful. Like yesterday I was telling, the problems that you identify, next year it gets evolved into a project. 1 more year it may become a product. Then patent. So patents won't come overnight. So therefore, in that context, all of you sit in your project, some kind of a project, what is relevance today, what is, try to give a project where this project after 2-3 years you should be able to write to a national agency and get funding. For this, if you require money, there is a seed money concept. So what you do, individually don't write, make a group of your people, verticals that I was telling. In that vertical, you say, I want 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, I want this software, this simulator, and I want this component, so that it gets focused. So your department can work on something where funding also will come. So this is a chain reaction. Each one will lead to something. Student projects are very, very important. And what is that we are doing is at the 8th semester we throw. So my request is, every year you conduct what we call it as conclave, project conclave, HR conclave. So in a year, one Saturday, you conduct so that the student to have some research students are there, good number of research students are working. So one group will be on the research conclave, the second group on industry conclave, third one can be an HR. All the project that they do can be displayed. What basically you can do is outreach. You can call some schools and colleges around, and one day you call that day as an open day. So in that open day, display, so that the students also will know about HBTU. Perception goes up. So therefore, this is what even IAC March 3rd Foundation Day, IAC is open to everybody in the city Bangalore. Lakhs and lakhs of students will come. Lakhs of parents will come. So that you come out. I mean, in a year, what are the suitable day depending upon. So project of all the students, if you can display, then give you a competition. I can even bring the other, industry people. They will see, we want to take it up. We want to bring it up as a product, or we give you some problem for consultancy. So there are a lot of, outcomes by doing that. So therefore, please think of one open house, 3 days. These all NIT do. 3 days they do. All of them displayed. And one day, Sunday, student also has a cultural program where they eating, this thing, all those things can also happen. So, NIT Suratkal do Engineers Day, 15th of September, 16th, 17th, 18th, Wednesday to Sunday, once in a year. So, no other activity will take place. Because now what is happening is, all through the year activities are there. I want to go here, I want to go here, neither there here, not there. So therefore all IIT, IAC and even COP, what we do is we have made a window. In that window, all activities can be academic calendar. So now, I don't know where I left, I should come back. So I was talking about PSO. PSOs are a very important statement. Your program is completely judged by the 2 PSOs that you write. So therefore, those PSOs are to be, you will see how to. So therefore, the PSO writing is an art, it takes time, but it should evolve, not just a generic thing. Mapping PSO also is required. Now, go to the next slide. So what I do now next is, being very prime importance of this, first they have written COPO mapping. Sanjeev is a very thoughtful person. He said COPO. When first time in my history of 40 years, I saw a title of workshop is COPO mapping. So depth. So therefore, if that's I tell you. No, I will go and then you will correct it. Okay, I was telling you that I teach a course. I know why I am teaching. Then at the end, I must get some outcome. COs are written. COs are written with your Bloom taxonomy, different level, depending upon that. So I will not get into the detail because so you really look at COs are not written for life. COs also you can, after teaching a semester, you can also look at it. I wrote a CO where I could not even get a good question to find out whether they are. So you have to analyze yourself as an individual, whether my COs are meaningful. These COs did I do a good job of setting the good question paper to find out, taking all the students into consideration. So therefore, the philosophy of writing CO is each individual thing. While doing that, now I will come to the problem. What you do CO, I have writing 1 unit, this CO, 1 unit, that doesn't happen. That unit cannot have only that. COs are broad. That means COs, I want comprehend. Comprehend can be there in every unit. Apply can be there in every unit. What you see in the 3rd semester, what you see in the 5th semester, the electives are completely different. We think that 5th I talk only apply, therefore there is no comprehend. You cannot apply without even giving a preamble about the understanding and all that. So therefore I think we should learn that trick, because that's why the olden day question paper, if you see question number 1, A, B, C, A will be define this, B will be something, then 3rd some problem used to give. That means that question had everything on Bloom level. So now now we are not doing that. I think questions we reserve for COs. I mean, you may not be doing, but many do that. Let's from our sake, we will accept, in the program, all of us should sit and accept. This is the pattern of the question paper. Because if there are 10 different patterns, also we'll have problem for COE, problem for university, problem for evaluation. We have to agree for some. That's why we call template. Template, you have to agree. These are the courses in the 3rd semester. These are the way we do conduct the exam. These are the pattern. This is what is student assessment. This is what is faculty assessment. All of them you should agree and then move on. Because faculty assessments are also there, I have seen in yours. Like 50 marks, you do some 30, 35, 40, whatever the test assignment, and then faculty also has something to check on. So therefore, you decide that particular part. There is no standard rule. What is to be distribution, how do you do, what do you do is all yours. When you did that, you have to now say analyze. Okay, all of you are comfortably been to given no. All of you. I promise you that I will not ask questions, but still say yes. Okay. If any doubts, you ask me. So now I will just try one example of yours only. Then I will give the philosophy later. So for example, yesterday you remember that one Excel sheet was given. It is so cumbersome. What is done is some slides we prepared so that it gets a focused discussion. Number 1, this course title is called Chemical Engineering and Fluid Mechanics. This is the title of the chemical course. Okay. Don't get perturbed that why only chemical engineering. I mean, it's only a coincidence, nothing wrong. So CO1, CO2, CO3 are given. So therefore, the respective bloom levels are also mentioned. And also in the right, for the clarity, it is written, first one is remember and be level 1, level 2. That applies. So the way that what is given while teaching, you may not go to this teaching in the first, you remember that I showed one way first test, when you are doing, you might not have covered the other one. So you have to also plan what is my content that covers your first test, what bloom level, that, so you start feeling that the bloom level and then question and all. So suppose design question cannot be asked in the first test because you would not have even covered the, so therefore that is in that context the level in which they are there. So this is have to be in the mind, because a moment you are teaching a course, first you should see my course, what are the POs it will. As I said, a given course will not cover all the PO 11. So therefore I am teaching this, so therefore it is a content engineering knowledge that my course are math PO1, and ensure that there are questions to find out that. Otherwise you can't map. You can't attain also. So therefore, while setting the question paper, since you are in university, since there is a single valuation, since you are an author of the thing, you also decide, okay, to begin with I am teaching my course, hypothetically agree that it will map to PO1, which is engineering knowledge, PO2, which is the problem analysis, PO3, which is design. Let us say it can be more. So therefore, you can start with some 2, 3 and then start, and next time when you teach you can add everything. You can now blindly, if you add also, it's very difficult to deliver. So now for sake of simplicity, I take this course, I wrote my course outcome, I written the outcome, I know bloom level, I know events in IT, and what I do is I am going to now start teaching lesson plan. After this, before the teaching, you have to, all of you have to do one exercise, that which are the PO that I will be covering. So I, for example, as I said, for simplicity, in this course, engineering knowledge, problem analysis, design. It could be more, but I will not go in at the moment. Because at the moment, let's say, assume my course, CO1, CO2, CO3, CO4, CO5, CO6, but I also don't write too many. Maybe maximum 5 is good enough. So then this CO should be mapped to ultimately at the end of the course with program outcome. So now articulation matrix I do. Okay, how do I do? I teaching the how to for, and everybody knows even in IIT the attainment is not 100%. So therefore I take some model, that means my result last 3 years is 70%, whatever, some basis will be there, and also the level, difficulty level of the subject. Some subjects are different, some subjects are design, some are abstract. So by keeping that mind, for your course, you decide the articulation matrix. The basis is, articulation matrix is 3, 2, 1, level, high, medium. So high is 3, medium is 2, and low is 1. So now I give one example, whether you like it or whether you do that way or different, you can tell me. What I do is, I am teaching the subject, I have seen my student performance last 3 years. I found that about 60% of the students is MC. You take. So my statements I define. The 3 is 70% of the student in my class scoring. I also see the result, how many got above 90, above 80, everything I see. So therefore at the end I will come to the following statement. The high, according to my definition, is in my class of 60, 70% of the student, because there is a presumption, otherwise all students will not pass. So 70% of the student score 70 and above is high. Okay. Next, I again write 70% of the student score 60 to 70 is my medium. 70% of the student score to 50 to 70. Okay. So this is why this is the beginning. It's not the beginning with some data. So therefore this should be there. This we call it as articulation matrix. That means my course CO1, CO2, CO3 are mapping to PO1, PO2, PO3. It maps this CO to this PO3 or 2 that you write, no? High, low, medium, you write. That is hypothetical. And write down that what is 3, what is 2, what is 1. Clarity has come now to all of you. Now I start teaching. I will conduct the test. I will get a data now. Now data has to be correlated. That data is what? First test, 60 students, some may be absent, some may not answer, question wise. That is what is the data of Excel is all about. This clear to all of you? Otherwise, you know, our don't go. Okay. Now this also you should write. Okay, PSO, all of you sit and write. PSO cannot be written for a given course. But your course may lead to PSO. So what you should be doing is, CO is mapping to PO, CO also mapped to PSO. Got it? So assume that in addition to 11 PO, another 2 more PO. Those POs are yours, not for other institutions and all. So therefore, PSO is nothing very, PSOs are also number 12 and 13. That is why in the articulation matrix you have 1 to 11, PSO1, PSO2. Okay, they are also PSO, but they are more specific statement. So here, you know, just 2 minutes, design and development of eco-friendly, energy efficient, sustainable capability. This no one now question, how do you specify? What are all the courses that it leads to that? What are all the projects that you do leads to that? And what activity that, see, even for example, the co-curricular activity that you do also can be mapped. You arrange some hackathon, you arrange some exhibition, I mean so many things, lectures. I may arrange, see there are no course, but still I may arrange some 3-4 talk from the experts that also you can take and correlate. So that's why yesterday I was telling you, when you arrange a lecture, don't abruptly end. Make a questionnaire, give it to all the participants. There you find out like a survey what you do. You remember? Your 90% is direct, 10% is indirect. Indirect survey also you add to your assessment. So therefore, whenever you arrange anything, you also have a survey questionnaire. You know, FD days, what they do at the end of the conduct also. And that exam everybody can pass, they will give it, but at least something will come out. So therefore there should be some. So anything that you arrange, some professional body activities, some lecture, all the activities also can be. So wherever there is no course directly, no lab, through internship, through project, through lectures, co-curricular, you should be able to manage. So for example, energy efficient sustainable chemical engineering process. Some people may go to some chemical industry, some internship they do, that also can be connected. Some student will do a project going to some company, industry, can be connected. Some lecture you arrange from the industry people can be connected. If there is a course where elementary things that you can. So therefore, PSO1 will become a cluster of courses, cluster of activities. Okay. All of request, you should sit back and write PSO, rewrite except the one which are going for accreditation, so that you follow from 26 to 27. They will be happy having come all the way and then spend 3 days here. That is like apply the knowledge, analytical ability to solve problem related to chemical process. That's why don't write 3, try to bring and write maybe 1 and 2 can be clubbed also. And third one is analyze, formulate economically viable solution for environmental waste management. Solid waste management is a big thing. Now solid waste, hospital waste, even kitchen waste, So many are there. So you can say, so you bring them also, because today SDG also you can connect. So keep in mind SDGs. If time permits, I will tell you last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you remind me. So therefore, now philosophically we understood a course, how to write a course outcome, what is the relevance of that. We can see in addition, is this course also contributing PSO also? You can. All the 30-40 course will not contribute to the PSO. So don't blindly take all the 35-40 courses in your course and then try to map it to the PSO, which is meaningless. So because they are all focused. Now I just, okay, he has done more, but I will restrict up, I will keep it only up to this. Okay, the instructor feels that there are other POs also, fair enough. But more the PO you take, more the, your question paper setting, finding out data, and it won't correlate also. If you try to do it, one is also no use. And always it not be free. It's also high. So let's say I just take only the first three and this, and of course in the articulation matrix you write only medium three only. Them it comes to 0.3. So this is what it means. For example, any other 1 1 1 will give me 1 only. So therefore, average of that for each is what, this is what we call it as the articulation. So this is what I have told. In addition to this, of course, now 11 only you start writing. Then PSO 1, PSO 2. For example, this course may not be leading to PSO 1. You don't have to write put dash. There is no 0. Whenever you write, it is 1, 2, 3 only. Most of the people write. Excel sheet doesn't give you option of 0. They will, I think, the option of dash or something are not applicable. You write. Otherwise, 0 has no meaning. 0 is non-existent. Okay. Now what you do, this exercise. So I conduct my test. 60 students take the exam. Some may be absent. Some may answer. What the next test can do? My question is, what is the presumption that we have started? We started that my CO1 will map to PO1 with 3, right? That is what your CAM is, what you call course articulation matrix. That is what CAM is. So therefore, then the next we also define, all of you have defined as PAM. Program articulation matrix, because as a program what you do. So now I am talking only about the program, course. So therefore, course, what is the number? 3. Now I do test. Question number 1, let us say, is on CO1. Let us say, hypothetically, the marks that I allotted for that question is 10. 60 student answer. Some get 10, some get 5, some get 0. So therefore, when you are writing, please don't give time. You want to give choice should be given within. CO1 itself, one, this or that you give, both should be in CO1. Most of the people try to give question, design, most of the students will not answer those, then you will not attain CO5, CO6 and all. So I don't know, what is the pattern? You give choice or you don't give choice? Internal choice you give, no problem. But when you go to a relative grading, you don't have to give choice, because it is relative. Since it is an absolute where we are doing, I think we should mature in the next 2 years. At least you start with, you say that first year student who are joining, we want a relative grade, if not all. Because students who are in the 4th year, you cannot 3 years absolute and 1 year relative. That is not fair. I mean, it's not permitted. So anything that you want, it should be prospective. That means student who joins from this batch, you should start. So prepare here, request last data upload, and then then you understand. After that, next year students when join, in the regulation itself says we follow the relative grading. How we do, what you do, or pseudo or hybrid to begin with, whatever way you think. So now coming back to this, so I take a question number 1 which is for CO1. Okay, so therefore question paper should know that question is what Bloom level. Then only you will be able to map. So that perhaps all of you must be doing, right? Now let us say I end up 60. That means my 60 students, 10, 8, 7, all some will come to 60. What do you mean by that 60? 60 I multiply with my CAM. CAM is what? 3. 6 into 3, 60 into 3, point. Later my comes 20. What is my attainment? Multiply with 3. 70 into 3. So basically, it's a multiplication factor. Because whatever that scale that I have, I am converting it to 3 scale. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So therefore, internally what we have done, suppose my student got 80. Then what is your attainment? 80 into 3, 2.4. So therefore, a number will come for each of the CO in the scale of 3. Maybe 1.8, 1.9, 2.1, 2.4. If they score to 90, it will be 2.7. So a number will come. So like that, there are questions in your question paper for CO2, CO3, CO4. But in the first test, you may not have for higher. So first, then you take all the end sum and sessional put together. Somewhere some CO might not have, some test you have done, that's all left to the instructor. Okay, so therefore finally cumulative CO1 attainment you would know. First test, let us say 61.8. Second test, also I have given on CO1, some number comes. So I add both of them. So for end also you must have asked some questions. So cumulative of CO1, cumulative of CO2, cumulative of CO3 you take. Then you get some numbers in Excel sheet. After that you take cumulative of all CO, summation of CO1 plus CO2 plus CO3 plus CO. That is what we call it as course attainment. You got it? So I calculate, but I reach point C. After taking 90% weightage again, your Excel takes 90% weightage for direct, 10% indirect. Your survey and all that also, but survey will not give, that's why you are reduced. You are a very, matured people. People take, 5 survey and then put 20% and that will boost up. So idea is not to increase or decrease the attainment. Attainment level is yours, attainment doing is yours. That feeling it should come. If something is 1.8, don't feel that, oh, I have not attained. Because your target is 1.3, 1.8 you have attained. What you should do next while you are teaching, you raise your attainment level. So therefore, at the end of the semester, each program, each course, how they have done, you have to do it. That I think is also doing. Your Excel, as I have seen, it is doing it. So, analyze what you do, then you and now, this is very important. That's why I am stressing. You please do ask me. Okay. So here student name, marks, and all that is given. CO6 is what? Experiment. You have an integrated program. In the integrated theory plus practical. Theory you have mechanism. Practical there is no final exam. Yes or no? Do you do final exam for? Why do you do? Not required. No, some say yes, some say no. Anyway, finally. That also one more test. It's a continuous evaluation. Okay. It is not 50-50 like theory. I don't know how you take 12 lakhs. You take average of 12 or 13, one you add. I don't know. You have to tell me. What do you do, all of you? Most of the time, integrated program in the country, people don't do final exam for lab. The integrated itself, they will learn continuous evaluation. That is the principle. So therefore, all of you can also take a call that 12 experiment, 12 weeks they do. I will take average. That itself is the. That's also fair enough. That's that decision you take later. So now the way you done is there is one question. Is that question in the end semester exam theory paper? You have one question on the practical. Okay. If you think all of you think it's required, you can do. So then. So whatever you do, now what happens in, You are all student in the class, you are COs, and at the end you get a okay, you do. I know. Now I am not going into the nitty-gritty of your Excel. All of you are comfortable. What I am trying to show you is your test, your assignment, you have created lab. I think to find out. I mean, that's okay. That's a call from all of you, so that it has come into the assessment process. Fair enough. Now, what you do? This one is internal and external. So, the way I was telling, internal 50 marks, then external. What happens? Now, come to the bottleneck. Crucial thing. Now, this you can't enlarge. Can you blow it up? You know, yesterday. Let's understand here. Can you? Is it possible? Not possible. Fixed. Why that view can in a PPT view can be raised? No, there is a possible. No view. 100% to make it 150%. It's possible. No, he's second year BTech student. Doesn't matter. Don't worry, that's not an issue. Now let's see. See, I am talking with yours example so that you get. Now, what did we do now? We do all the tests, we do the exam, we took all the marks, you cumulative, you do, then CM you have multiplied. So then you get some numbers. Okay. So here you are doing something here. What I understood from this is you are trying to do. After the exams are over, the levels are fixed. Levels are being fixed. Right? Yes or no? Why do you do that is my question. What is the purpose? No, you must be doing with purpose. Anyone other than the author of this? Others should tell, comment. I is not because fixed articulation of the level, did everything, I reached a time or not. That's where everybody leaves, but here especially question wise also you have done, which I think cumbersome and also very difficult. Suppose hypothetically students have not done at all, then what is the use? Especially when you go to higher Bloom level, most of the tendency is to leave the unanswered large number of things. Then you mess up by saying that it's not a time. And also even after time level you are putting. Then your engineers that you produce is 1.5 if you put in 3 is also bad. So this is what the okay, good. Yeah, this in normally South India people don't do. I don't know. It's special to Kanpur. I want to understand. Who did this? No. You helping someone, some group has decided some logic. You can't. See, this is what according to me is post-mortem. It's okay, sometimes it's good, but yeah, you tell me what is the advantage of this. Then I will comment. Okay, we'll ask Adi.
So the target percentage of mass and target percentage of populations are fixed.
Okay.
And then, like, what is the maximum mass allotted to that CO in all the internal?
Yeah, in my philosophy also I have told it that.
Yes, sir.
Then what extra thing that it gives?
So, sorry sir, I didn't got your question.
No, you are again putting the level for each question. Now, if it is 8, my cutoff is 50%, 60%, 70%.
Sir, I am not putting the target for every person. I am putting for the maximum mass. For every
What is the maximum that you put?
For the target is same, like the 50%.
That is what
or 60%, that depends on the faculty member. He wants to put for all COs 50% or for all COs one cannot.
No, first my request is don't put for CO wise, because apple and orange cannot be compared. CO1 can be lower bloom level, performance will be good. Highest bloom level students themselves will not be able to do. So therefore, my request to all of you is don't go CO wise fixation. Cumulative. That's why I told you my first principle. I know 70% of the student scoring 70. That itself is enough. That means for that course my levels are fixed. Therefore, at the end, we'll see what is 7% of the student passing, scoring 70 and above. So it's already taken care of. Then what happens is at the end I know whether suppose I get hypothetically 60 into 3 1.8, I have not attained. That level is what you are talking. So therefore, I think you are going too much of micro management, because the Bloom levels are not equal, question levels are not equal, COs are not equal. I think you take cumulative and put this in. Suppose I want you to do cumulative, you are put that 50, 60, 70, you are putting cumulative only, or
no, CO-wise. The only question is,
now you show the bottom, how much you have got. No, that 3 exam. No, it's here. Next slide I will show. Wait. Now you take example. Is the level 60. Can you blow up this again? All of them are coming 3. Suppose if it is 50 and 60. No, we did one exercise where we found 50, 60, 70, and yeah, that is show. Yeah, show that.
So this is 50. 50, we can see all the levels have achieved 3. Both in end midterm as well as end. Whereas when we increase to 60, the same thing is there, with 70, the midterm is same, but end term has reduced significantly.
So what is the moral of the story? You are also debating. And also another important, anyway, for your consumption, don't go it out. Your final examination 15 years to pass. That's why you should go to relative grading. There is no question. All assessment, all are equal. That's I leave it to you. Now now how do you answer this? At times he teaches, at times perfectly well in sessional, and not so in the end sum. What is the message that we are giving? That is why you should not show this at all. Take combined. Now show me the combined. Not done? You should do the combined. So, if you prepare some food at home, the one which is bad will not give to the guest. Do you? You taste it and then the good. So what my request now, what did we learn today? We should not separate the sessional and session. So you keep it, give combined. Can you do quickly combined?
Yes, combined. Yes, I can.
That is correct, because total summative and formative assessment gives me this attainment I should tell rather than. So this is also bad. What it gives message is we are liberal in sessional, and also we are very liberal, only 15 marks is enough to pass the exam. That's also not good message that we are sending. Now I am friend of you, please don't take it. I want to be frank, I want to discuss bread. So therefore, what we should be doing is, the Excel sheet should give me the combined sessional and final attainment. That I think we should do. Who is changing all these things? I mean, you note and then see that it is taken care of. Okay. So that I mean, what we do now. No, you in your PC independently. No, you will tell orally. Now there.
Actually, I had already done combined.
Yeah, you tell.
Combined COI. Like
you tell. What is the say? I want to see that. So the problem that we have seen is, in your Sanjay, you are not listening to me at all. Now we found some flaws in the sense, Okay, so, he is very important. I will repeat 2 minutes with your permission. You teach a course, you say these are my last 3 year data. So therefore we decided that 70% of the student, because I know my result, scoring 70 and above is 3. 70% of the students scoring 60, 70 is 2. 30% scoring 60. That we do exercise. So we defined an assessment are over. We found from yours sessional at times, final doesn't. So therefore my suggestion would be, don't segregate the sessional and this, you reflect combined one. Now tell me combined.
2.8
See?
if the 50, 2.3 if 60, and 1.2 if 70. If everything is combined.
So what did we learn? If I put my target 70, I am low. 50 is too good, 2.8. So therefore you can tune. Okay, what you do, don't do too much of things. My request to all of you is, when you are doing, after your things, you enter your number. Don't show separate sessional and this, because we have problem with end sum with only 15 marks. That doesn't augur well. So you have 3. If I 20, low, 1 point something will come. And if you put 60, some 2.3, which is good. And if I put the other end, 2.8, which is also not good. So therefore, what you should be doing in each program is, at the end, you can even fix this threshold. We call this as threshold. So therefore, the course that I took up, the chemical engineering, fluid mechanics, is 60. That means 60% of my student scoring whatever that levels is it. So therefore, when you are defining, there are 2 parameters. One is how many students in my class, about this, about that is called the meaning of the attainment. So therefore, I redefine. Now I say earlier whatever I said, by in this it is redefined. 60% of my students scoring 7 and above. 50. Then what happens is, you will never get 3.3, you will get that number 2.1, 2.22, which is meaningful. That means my attainment is 2.1 is 70%. So my another request is, I'll show you another Excel sheet. What you do, you take the marks, add, you get some in 100 scale, 50, 55, 60, 70, multiply with 3, that also will give you. That I will show you in a minute. So this is okay for all of you now? Clarity has come? What a course is, how to write a thing, how do we assess, how do we put the mark, how do we hide our, we don't, now we have to, all of you don't show separately the CO1, sessional, and that I think we have learned. Now combined one will give you meaningful thing also, and also each course, it may not be 50, 60, 70. Suppose another course subject which is there, you can say 50, 50, 60, 60, 70. So this for this I show. Therefore, there is a concept called CAM and PAM in your. CAM is course, PAM is program. What you do is, all the 5 courses in 3rd semester that you teach, take the average of that. That also give you for program PAM, multiplication factor. So, it is very good. I appreciate many institutions that I have seen, very primitive. You have done very, very an excellent job. But only interpretation now. Now all of you should interpret in my course what is the threshold. As a program, what is the threshold? HODs should sit and then decide those thresholds. With that, I think it's very, very, and don't separate your sessional and final. Yeah, next slide. Again.
Next slide.
Slide. Yeah. So we have 50, 60, 70 we do. So therefore, 2 things you should do at the end of the semester. One is each course-wise threshold, program-wise threshold. That solves your problem. Next you can go. Okay. You go to the other Excel. Dusra. Excel de na. Now I will give you another example where what they do. Okay. They don't keep anything. Yeah. See, this is somebody's course. Then this is a question paper, 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 2B. They have to give choice between etc. etc. What they do is for all the students, first you know your COs. Then what they do for each student, they put the marks. Go to the end. So be there. So therefore they little little more up. Same thing they are doing in a different way. I'll just go up down. So they put some number of students having the marks equal or more than the satisfaction level. Same language. There are 26 students. So therefore the percentage of attainment becomes 68. So in broader, the philosophy that I told, that 60% of students scoring and above, if you put that, it will boil down to the same thing. Now what they do is, for each question, attainment they do. Then the cumulative go up. No, CO1 is attained this, CO2 is attained this, CO as we go, now some design, CO3 is 55% and CO4, then reflect the beginning told you my map to PO1, PO2, PO3. So therefore, finally, in essence, what is happening is CO attainment get reflected to PO, because that's the basis. What all we do, this is my course, these are the PO. When CO is attained, PO is automatically attained. You got it? Got my point? So therefore, what it means is your CAM and PAM are same, because the data only will go there. So yeah, you go. So therefore, PO attainment are here. So therefore, no one will question any expert term. You have to get convinced yourself. That is, attainment means you put articulation matrix in the beginning. In 3 cumulative 65 means 65 into 3. That means 2.05, 2.15 it will come. So therefore, again you go back to my philosophy that each course you decide last 3 year result you take, you decide 60% of students scoring this or 70% of students scoring, that will tell you about your course result you take and then fix it. And now problem is following. Each course should be fixed or each program should be fixed. That you have to take a decision. So I think my request is at this level, don't go course wise. Program. Third semester you are teaching every subject, take the cumulative of everything, and these are my attainment level. This is my 3, this is my 2, this is my. Don't compare this program with other program also. So can have, because student is from to are this. So what you should do in the program is take third semester, fifth semester, seventh semester. Third, this is my guideline. Fifth, this is my guideline. Seventh, this is my guideline. Clear to all of you? Yeah, Sanjeev, you are still not satisfied. So it's a good exercise. I am very, very happy about it. And also I will share with many things. Everything is same. Finally, if somebody asks you to write a program, there are 10 ways by which you can find a solution. Algorithms. Each one will find their own algorithm. This college, something, that college. I think you have done you have saved the faculty time. I don't know who has done this. Give them a big round of applause. It is not. No, alone you must not have done. A group of people have done, because many colleges, each faculty is asked to put Excel and then do, and they don't understand. Now you put it's a runner. All you do is enter this. So you need not have called me. I don't know why you called, wasted your time. 3 days. So clarity has come. So at the end, I want all of you to get a feel of the OBE, feel of that writing CO, feel of that. That's all. If you do 2-3 semester, you are master. What you do, you give yourself a presentation in yourself. All of you should become. The way I talk, all of you should talk like this in a year or 2. Go to college, You know, that is how I think we grow. You know, if I am talking like this, I must have given hundreds of talks. Then it gets. So all of you, you know, another college, if they want to, you volunteer, go there, tell them, demonstrate. If you want, you make them, you know, you can sell this. IRG generation is what I was telling. You can sell them to begin with some 3 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 5, whatever small, you know, because the effort is there. Technical, don't give that give you, the college which requires your intervention. So you can do that. Okay. So this is now. How much time? You tell me that I have to tune my talk. 15 minutes. So let us do SDGs. Yeah.
Go up a bit.
This is not yours. You want to go to yours? Sure. Yeah.
So we are going to calculate this percentage
No, that's only a data. No. Not attended, 0. We are not taking that for our calculation. No, you should not take for our. That's only a data. I will give 6.500.
in one question, 98 students have attempted. Another question, only 2 students have attempted. So then we are taking the overall percentage.
Yeah, that is why don't take CO1, CO2, you take cumulative. See, as a teacher, you see CO5 attainment, CO4 attainment individually, but don't finally this course attainment you take cumulative. Because that question is on design, nobody will answer, only 2 students will answer, it is not attained.
Yes.
So therefore, as a teacher, you look at CO1, CO2, CO3. So to improve yourself, how do I make design topic, you know, more so that everybody, or my question was maybe difficult. That's for your consumption. For attainment level, individually you don't take, cumulative you take. What is why attempt? So then how do I make understand next time? This is what you should do also, student. You know, there is a, after the exam, then they come next semester, you should analyze also. So there was a question, only 2 of you have answered. This you know, one class, all the teachers should tell the student also. If you don't do this, you have problem in your placement. You are taking it very lightly. Because otherwise, you know, your engineering is not just only memorizing, getting score in the lower bloom. That also should be conveyed. That is OBA. You understood now. From there, you saw some question, only 2 students have attempted me. There is some problem. They want easy life, easy cake. You as teacher, how do you now please number? Now don't give choice, they have to write. The problem is choice. Choice is killing. That's why you go for relative grading, 0 choice. That is real OBE. OBE, now which choice OBE doesn't work. When you give a choice, equal choice also should be given. No, he pointed out very well. You know, there is one CO where higher bloom level, students are not writing. What you should do? Anyone? How do you address? That is the beauty of the OBE. I taught, it does not convey, or they don't want, they take it easy, because 15 marks, if I say I am pass, I want degree. And you should correlate these people what job they get. If you see finally, they will not get a good job. If you meet, you know, your high salary, that also rates. For if you can to her will good, average salary is very less for them. I mean, those things are also, TPC can also take this data. So that is why, you know, this Excel yours is fantastic, because data is there. Data can be used in your placement. Data can be used in your department. Data at different level you can analyze. This data helps you also to revise your curriculum. You got my point. Then some problem also could be in the curriculum. Right? Tough and all that is a matter. So, I mean, that's a wonderful observation that two students only have answered that question. That is the food for thought. You look at that, I don't know that question, therefore I will not be able to. Why is it higher? Most of the higher bloom they don't attempt. Our students we can't do that, but they are doing, because idea is to make them. IIT, they need not ask questions of that type. They will not. Open-ended question and all the things. Okay. Oh my God, time is running. So one more file I will send on SDG. I'll spend 10 minutes just to give you. Is okay for all of you? SDG have I given you? SDG. No? Nahi? So, oh, I have. I'll give you. In WhatsApp, I will see. Lectures, OB. Load. I'll send it to you. Where I should send. Just quickly load. Okay. So all of you know, United Nation has come out with 17 sustainable goals. By 2030, we should achieve that. But India, out of 17, only 11 achieved only 50 to 50%. So if the idea is, what is sustainability? What is the word sustainability means to all of you? Give. What is sustainable? Sustainability. Have you not heard? आया नहीं? भेज दिया ना? 1 minute. ये वाला सेव कर दिया. Send it. भेज दिया. Just. Any one of you know all the 17 SDGs? No? Not done at all? So far you are not. What is one? Poor, give. SDG 4 is quality education. SDG 17 is collaboration. SDG 7 is sustainable. See, technology, renewable energy. Sustainable means, I'll just Yeah, I will not be able to spend much time. Just to give you quickly. Yeah, go quickly. I'll try and give you sustainable developments. I'll give you the slides. You just go through. So these are the 17 sustainable goals. So in the HBTU also you should make a thing and then put at a prominent place. So first one is no poverty, zero hunger, good health, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable clean energy, then decent work economy, industry, reduce inequality, then sustainable ability and community response concern. And also it goes beyond that climate, life below the water. I mean, even the plant, we think we are the only human. I mean, the plants, animals below the water, and finally partnership. So these are the 17. So what you should do is, whenever you are teaching a course, try to find one of the SDGs which relates to these. Suppose civil engineering, when you are teaching water management, bring it back. And computer science people also, I was telling, you try to write an app which leads to some application, maybe energy, maybe water, maybe agriculture. So therefore sustainable goal is cover everything, energy, water, transport, education. So that is how you should try to bring it. So I just give you this, all of you can go through, all the things are clearly written. I'll just try and give you maybe one example, okay? So, okay. For example, course mapping, how do we do the course that I teach with SDG? One example I try to give you. For example, this course is sustainability and social responsibility. Institution's commitment is there. Curriculum also now onwards we are expected to do, okay. What is this course? Coding. Some C language. Some I took very extreme case so that it is easy. Any of your domain you will be able to do. So for example, there is a course on coding, that C language or Python language if they are teaching. So there also you should be able to do the math sum of SDG. For education. Wherever not other things are not possible, you connect it to either collaboration, the internship. So you get to know when you start using it. So what you should do is, the algorithm that you develop in the computer, you develop some algorithm. That algorithm, now I want, let us say SDG 9. SDG 9 is industry, innovation and infrastructure. So a chemical engineers, oil, wherever if we have, so therefore if you read all these SDGs, you know the course that I am teaching, which SDG I can map. So to begin with, each course one SDG you attempt. So therefore the COs that you write, you give a small project, mini project you call it in each semester, small assignment, small app development, so that finally a student should also should be able to feel should to one of the sustainable development goals. That's the philosophy. Now, for example, another course they want to do it on responsible consumption and production. So like management, everything can be connected to one or the other. So that as an instructor, you should also go through, think what is that I should do. Don't map more than one. One is good enough to begin with. So this academic year, one SDG for each of the course that you teach, you try to decide within your program and start mapping and teach something where give some assignment, some app, some mini project, something where something will come out. That is the philosophy. Okay. So for example, I was telling about problem solving technique is a C language. SDG, what is the activity you can give? Activity can be include design problem solving, then the student develop critical thinking and logic. SDG, that is your quality education, because engineers have to be prepared, critical thinkers and all those things are clear. SDG 8 includes practical exercise where students solve the problem that could be direct application to the job market. Let's say you want to become some engineer or something, so give something. So therefore it is For example, SDG 9, if you want to write for the same course, you have to write a project you can give, focus a project to require build an innovative solution to the applied industry. So therefore, every subject in principle can be connected to the SDG. You got to feel now? So therefore, that you should think and adopt. I am teaching this course. How do I connect the teaching of this content to the sustainable development goals? I gave a very primitive example of C language. Even should be able to. Very knowledge of POs will lead to the finally societal. So ask students who are writing C programming to include basic software tools, apps they can develop, application for this college itself they can develop. So like this, this I will leave it with you, this slide. So if you want, all of you now from this semester onwards connect one of the SDGs with the course that you teach. Okay. So I don't know whether I have done justice or not. I try to give you right from philosophy of OBE to try to make you all understand how responsible teacher we should be, and you enjoy when your students are doing well. Oh, don't you? I mean, immeasurable, non-tangible, no money give you. Happy already felicitated. Good. So this is your chairman. Good. Thank you so much. And any quick 2 minutes, 3 minute discussion. So be in touch with me also, shivprakashiac@gmail.com. If anything, any clarification, any doubts. So I wish all of you to have a great academic year 26-27. Pardon me for making you to sit 5 plus 1.5 plus 1.5, 3, 8 hours. It's not easy. I really appreciate all of you. Still you are smiling on the last minute, which is very, very tough. But now in the aircraft, air hostess smile because that's their job, but teachers will not smile easily. All of you are liberally smiling, and so happy, excited, and thank you so much for inviting me. And thank you. Please. Which one? Which one? Bloom, why do you want to modify? What is wrong with Bloom? Now anything you want to learn, you have to remember, understand, apply, analyze philosophically. He did in 1956. That is the year which I am born. Yeah, if you have anything, you come out with another learning domain, and people in future will use your domain. No, anything that you learn in engineering can be connected to this, therefore we do.
That is creation. That is creation. So something is
close, always close. See, we don't go up and leave. Feedback, we talk about closed loop and open loop. So it gets closed.
My question was basically there is a course where I designed certain things like that has certain evaluator first then analysis.
Nothing wrong. I'm not saying the sequence. See, when you are doing your research also, what you do is try out something you do and then come back. So that, sequence is, what the philosophy says is, holistically, you need to remember something, understand something. In that, may not be in the sequence. If some data is already there, you can flip.
So based on that level.
Sure. Oh yes. Yesterday also you were asking this. Yes, possible. Learn mind. How you want to learn? See, some people who are already there need not go from bottom. That's possible. Yeah. Please close. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. And as part of what I see that they tell us very things like you are from IC Bangalore and we are like state university. So what we actually understand what we are doing. You just taught us what we are doing that is right or I mean all the confusion you have tried to clarify and I hope our faculty members get clarified and Sita is here. I expect that to the various coordinator for various departments so that this workshop will be good. All the sessions are recorded and we will display on our website. So, sir, right at 12 o'clock, 12:30. So what we will do, we will see off to sir and I have shared the vision. Although it is not okay. तो एक चीज तो ये तय हो गई कि आप लोग लेक्चर के बीच में मोबाइल यूज कर रहे हैं वो नहीं करना है
फीडबैक
अभी कोई सुविधा हो जाएगा 5 मिनट बाद आप 10-15 मिनट के लिए दीजिएगा उसके बाद में आप ब्रेक आप 11:30 तक आराम से भी एंजॉय करिए क्योंकि सर को जाना है सर
I will join your valedictory at 11:30 online by sitting there. ठीक है
इसलिए 1 घंटे का ये ब्रेक किया गया है आप भी करिए सर ऑनलाइन ज्वाइन करेंगे और हम भी 11:30 के स्टार्ट हो जाएगा राइट
thank you
Thank you. So thank you all. All volunteer. Volunteer. Thank you, sir. तो इनके साथ जल्दी अच्छे ऐसा ही है कि आज कमरे ना सब कुछ आपको मिल जाएगा कुछ भी नोट करना नहीं है बंद करवाओ
सर अभी बंद कर दे रहा हूँ।
नहीं चलने दो आ रहे हैं बीच का और क्या
यहाँ मैं लाइव
नहीं कह रहा
मैं लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग जी सर, यस सर बंद कर दीजिए।